Welcome to Barbie Bakes. I'm Barbie, and today we're going to be making a pineapple upside down cake. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have to set the oven to 350. So while that's warming up, we're going to get started. Now I used a white cake mix, and we'll have to put in 3 eggs. Now this calls for a half a cup of oil and a cup of water. Now what I do with my pineapple upside down cake, instead of water, I'm using the juice from the can of pineapple. So a cup of pineapple juice instead of water. And now I'm going to have to put in a half a cup of oil. Well, if I get my finger out of the way there. Doesn't matter what kind of oil you do, I'm using. Okay. Now we're going to mix this up. Tomorrow's my son's birthday, and I said, well, I'll make the pineapple upside down cake for your birthday. And that's one of his favorites, and he's like, oh, yum. Okay, now there's the cake. Now, in my iron skillet, I'm going to put lots of butter, so we don't want it to stick. I'm going to put it in the bottom and on the sides. So put just as much butter there. Don't want it sticking. And then what I do, put a little bit more in the middle. Now, I'm just going to use my hands, put some brown sugar on top. There's no measurement to this. Whatever pan or whatever you're using, you just cover the bottom. You know, until recently, I'd always made my pineapple upside down cakes in a cake pan. And I thought, you know what, I haven't cooked in iron skillets forever. And it makes food so much better. I'm going to try the iron skillet. Okay, that should be enough sugar. Okay, now I'm going to put the pineapple in. I put the butter, brown sugar. Just put it around. And we're going to put one right there in the middle. Now for the cherries. I just put one in each pineapple. Then I also put it around on the edges. Some of these are broken up, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more brown sugar on top and some butter. Then we'll put the cake mix in there. And we're going to bake it at 350 for about 30 minutes. I'm going to check it in 30 minutes. And I'll check it with a toothpick to make sure that it's done in the middle, just like you would any normal cake. I'm now going to put a little bit more butter. This just makes it so flavorful and moist, so it's not dry. Okay, our oven's heated up to 350. Pineapple and everything's in the skillet. Cake's mixed up, and we're going to pour it in. And it's going to rise up, so it's not going to hold it all, but that's okay. Okay. I'm going to get the air bubbles out of there, so I just bang it a little bit. See the air bubbles coming out? You probably still can hear it. It won't hurt. Get the bubbles out of it. Okay, it's going to go in the oven for 30 minutes. I'll check it, see if it's done, see if we need to, well, there's a few more bubbles in there. Alrighty. So in the oven it goes. We're going to check our cake now. It's been 30 minutes at 350. And it's browning up good, but it's jiggling a little. I can tell it's not done in the middle, but I'll test it here. So we're going to give it 10 more minutes, and then we'll check it again. So now we're going to check it, see if that made it done. So far it's been a total of 40 minutes. Okay, it looks like it's done now. Let's see. Yep, all done. So we're going to take it out. Now I'm going to let this cool for about 10 minutes before I flip it. You don't want to flip it right away because it'll make the cake crack. But what I'm going to do while it is warm, I'm going to make sure the edges haven't stuck. So I'm going to go around it, all the way around it. See, it's good, golden brown. It smells really good. Okay, turn the oven off. I'm going to let it cool about 10 minutes and then we'll see how it's turning out. Hopefully it didn't stick. Okay, now for the big moment. I'm going to put the plate over it because we're going to flip it and we hope it didn't stick. But this is still really hot, so I've got to use hot and the skillet's heavy. All right, perfect. Now, like I said, I really like it in an iron skillet. Now, for baking certain things, I use an iron skillet. Iron skillets are good for frying chicken, pork chops, eggs, bacon, whatever. The ones I like to get at thrift stores. I know they've been used and they just seem to do so much better than store-bought. And they can be pretty expensive store-bought. But this one I got a few weeks ago at a thrift store, $3, because I had to bring it home and cure it. So what I did, I put a little oil in it and sea salt, and I scrubbed it real well with that. And then I took paper towels, cleaned it out, then made sure it kept rubbing with the paper towel till it was clean. And then always when you store it, you put a little oil on it so it doesn't rust. Some people will wash it in water. I don't, because you can clean it without using water, and they do a lot better from bacon. And store it with the oil on it so it doesn't rust. Okay, if you like today's episode, please like me on Facebook and YouTube and subscribe. And if there's any recipes that you would like for me to do, you know, send it to me and I'll see if I can do them. Okay, until next time. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm gonna do a little cleaning here. I like to do it while it's warm. And I put some sea salt in there and some oil. So I'm just gonna scrub it real good with the sea salt. See how that breaks up. And if it does start sticking, you can always bake it in the oven again for like 30 minutes on 400 degrees after you've cleaned it out. Okay, see how that salt's cleaning all that?